What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be doing a real-world image test on 3 Canon EF lenses. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again. In my hand here we have the Ulanzi cap grip. It's a little grip for my iPhone. I will be reviewing this sometime shortly. It's basically the cheapest iPhone grip you can get off of Amazon, and we'll see what's going on. But today, the reason we're here, I'm doing an image test for 3 lenses, 3 kit lenses. Let's just be honest, we're not testing the L series. The 28 to 90, what's the aperture on this? F4 to f5.6, I think I would know that. The 75 to 300 regular, and the 75 to 300 USM. So let's go on to Photoshop and see what we've got going on. All right, here we are in Photoshop. So this first image, this is the image that prompted me to do this whole test, because I'm sitting here and none of this grass is in focus at all. It looks bad. I know the lighthouse is supposed to be out of focus because I was shooting at a more open aperture because I wanted the lighthouse to be a little bit out of focus, but none of this grass is in focus. None of this stuff down here is in focus, and I don't know. I like the composition of this image, but something is not in focus. I mean, looking at it, I don't know. Is this green, whatever this is that where the focus is, or is it focused on what it's supposed to be and it's just messed up, or did I not use a high enough shutter speed, or what's going on here? So anyway, let me get out my little cheat book where I've got my notes written down. Okay, so let's see, there we go. So this is the first image. I went down, took a picture of some jetties. This is with the 28 to 90. All the way out at 90, we're at f11 for 1/45 of a second. Now you can see, I was trying to point with my pen as if that's going to do any good. You can see the fishing rod over here. That's not, let's zoom in one on that. Fishing rod doesn't look very good. It's probably focused up in here somewhere. But this is all nice and sharp up in here. It's a little bit blurred in the background. That is to be expected even at f11. So I'm gonna say, zoom it in a little more. That's still pretty sharp. I mean, we're at 200 here, and I mean, this is a film photo, so let's be honest. I mean, this is not, you know, 50 or 60 megapixels, but I mean, at this one, this is 66%. I mean, this looks good for the 28 to 90. Now this one, let's zoom that in just the same. This is the 75 to 300, the regular one, not the USM. You can see in the time I changed lenses, actually there's no fishing rod here, so the guy came by and got it. I'm actually thinking this one looks pretty much the same. Looks pretty good. This is getting to be a little bit blurred back here. It's no big deal. But then up here, these are nice and fine. These are not nice and fine. Compare right in here, this nice rock face. That looks nice. And at the same zoom, that does not look nice. And that's with the 75 to 300 USM, with the ultrasonic motor. Yeah. I'm actually thinking this doesn't look very good. And by the way, this is the first time I'm looking through any of these images. I haven't looked through them. I've glanced at them sort of in thumbnails and stuff like that, but I've never actually, I haven't gone through these. So you're pretty much getting live looks with me. And all these first three were shot at the same setting. So F11, 1/45 of a second. Yeah, this actually looks, this is really soft, really, really soft up in here. And, I mean, it doesn't look like it's sharp anywhere. It just looks like it's off. So anyway, let's go to this one. Let's see, this is the 28 to 90 f16 1/180th of a second at 90 millimeters. I don't know what to think about this one. I'm not actually all that impressed. But let's compare it. Looks about the same. You can see the ship's moved. The ship was right here. I was trying to look at the ship. They look pretty much the same. And then, yeah, I mean, I think this one looks pretty much the same too. I don't think there's any real difference in any of those. They're all just sort of okay. Number 7, this is with the 70 to 300 USM at 300 millimeters, f16, 1/45 of a second. Looks okay. There's a lot going on here. Let's check this one. Okay. See, they're a little bit different. I actually think those are about the same. So this one had a nice image with this little shell in the middle. I was able, what is this, number 9? So yeah, this one was at 75 millimeters. I was able to get right down on top of it. So let's see how this looks. This looks pretty sharp. This is with the regular 75 to 300. F5.6, so I wanted to try to get less depth of field. F5.6 at 1/180th of a second. Interesting how, and I don't know if maybe the light changed just a little bit, but obviously it's a much different color with this one. Again, F5.6, 1/180th of a second. I can't really tell a difference in the sharpness. Same with this one. Looks pretty much the same across the board. What do we have here? This is the, I don't know if famous is the right word, the well-known Lesnar Bridge in Virginia Beach. What is this, number 12? This is with the regular 75 to 300, 75 millimeters, F11, because I want a good distance through there. It metered at 4 seconds, and I was shooting this with Fuji C200, and so I bumped it up basically 1 stop, because once you're up in 4 seconds, you're dealing with reciprocity failure. So that's what I went with here. I just bumped it 1 stop, That might have been more, but it actually looks like it came out pretty well exposed. 75 to 300, zoom it in. Pretty good sharpness in the lines here. Looks good. This is with the USM. Pretty much the same. You can see we've got a fisherman down here on this one. Was he in the last one? No, he's not. There's some sort of an error in the film. Probably some sort of like piece of dirt or something was on my scanner bed right here. That actually looks pretty good. Let's go to number 14. You can see obviously he's moving here, 8 seconds. That's to be expected. I think this one's actually maybe a little bit soft up in here, and I'm not trying to be too technical with these. I mean, I know we are dealing with kit lenses here, so they're not going to be ultra sharp like if you were dealing with a $2,000 lens. Difference in colors again between the regular 75 to 300 and the USM. I mean, the images should be exactly the same. Maybe I've moved the mouse around a little bit, or maybe they didn't scan quite exactly right. But I mean, these are all shot on a tripod. Let's see, what do we have here? 75 millimeters, f9.5 at 2 seconds. Image actually looks, as a composition, it actually looks okay. And if you're at about this level right here, it doesn't look bad. But zoom in at 100%, there's not a lot of details in here. Yeah, so that's is what it is. Which one was that? This is number 16. So the 28 to 90, 75, and you know, obviously it was calm, but at 2 seconds, some of this might be just a little bit of blur, even though, like I say, it was pretty calm. Let's check this one out. That is the regular 75 to 300, and I've got to say it looks a little bit, does it look a little bit sharper? It definitely looks sharper than the 28 to 90. So almost that's got to be maybe a little bit of motion blur, something. Maybe it wasn't quite steady, because that actually looks pretty reasonable. I like how that looks. Let's check out this one. Same with that one. That one actually looks pretty good. This is with the 75 to 300 USM. Yeah, looks good, or looks fair. Yeah, number 19, 75 to 300 USM, 9.5 at 2 seconds. Trying to be nice to myself with this one. Honestly, this looks like garbage. But of course, so does this with the regular 75 to 300. This is number 20. You know, I don't know if there's something I could have done to reduce. Well, I mean, I could have gone to, you know, f5.6, and that would have probably got it down to like a half a second or something. So that may have helped. I don't know if the leaves were blowing. I don't remember it being all that long. But yeah, this, it doesn't look all that good. There's really no separation in these leaves, but I guess it is the same with both. And on to number 21. This is one of the last images I took. This is 28-90 f8 at a 15th of a second. Yeah, there's not much to that. Same with that. This is with the regular 75-300, and this is with the USM. Yeah, let me go back and look at some of these. So that actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I like that one. It actually has a pretty good amount of detail here in this thing. I think I scanned these at 2400 DPI. So I did scan them at a pretty decent resolution. I could try to go back and scan them at 6400 to see if that changes things, but I kind of doubt it will. So yeah, it looks like really they're all pretty much the same. It's interesting how the colors are different. That's actually interesting how that works. That must be something in the scanner right there. Is that there on the other images? No, so something must have gotten on the negative right here. Bring up another image real quick, and I want to take a look at that. It's another one from this same roll. All right, so this is the last one right here. This is actually, these are actually really sharp. This is at 300 and 5.6, and I was probably maybe 8 or 10 feet away from this. I mean, I thought just as an image, I thought the red looked good against the background, and I opened it up because I wanted to blow out the background. But actually, I think this actually looks really good. This was with, I believe it was with, yeah, it would have been with the USM, because I just would have left it on there after I shot this one. Which this, good grief, that looks horrible. I mean, that just, it's just terrible. And I mean, it's not like this was that far away. I mean, maybe 40 yards. Well, maybe a little bit more than that, but it wasn't far. It wasn't enough to have it look like that. And that just doesn't look good either. I don't know what it is, because the leaves on this magnolia tree actually look kind of okay, but this doesn't look all that great. Maybe I'm just being too hard on myself. If you watch this and you think I'm being too hard on myself, just let me know. I do actually think this one looks good, and I think the first couple pictures of the rocks looked really good. You can see here, nice, pretty reasonably, blown out background. I like this one. I don't really like these. That one's just This is really soft. And I don't know if maybe if I bumped the tripod or what, but it had to be something. This looks pretty okay. That looks good. Okay, I'm just wandering back through them there. Yeah, so other than the third image where it was on the rocks, and that made me wonder sort of what was, you know, going on maybe with the lens, if it was something with the lens, you know, maybe I just didn't focus it, you know, it could have just been focused too close, too far away. I would think I turned the autofocus on. I know once I took, because I took them all with a remote shutter, and I know once I got the focus where it needed to be, I turned the autofocus off so that when I hit the shutter, it wouldn't mess up. But yeah, so I'm not sure what was up with that, but generally it looks like they're all pretty much the same. You know, none of them are getting extreme details out at these longer distances. For some of the closer distances, they actually do great work. All three of them. So that's that. It doesn't look like to me there's a difference in the lenses that I'm using or could use. I have generally been using the USM recently, so maybe going all the way back to this image where it's just really soft up here in the grasses. You know, I don't remember. I know this one would have been shot handheld because I was just walking around there. It's just out at Cape Lookout National Seashore, North Carolina. There were some horses. There are horses that live on the island, and I was walking around looking for the horses, so I didn't have my tripod because actually my speed graphic was on my tripod. So this would have just been taken by hand, and so, you know, I don't know. I can't, this one's at 9600 DPI, so who knows if that's contributing to it as well. But I mean, I don't see anything in here that's in focus, quite frankly. But hey, thank you out there for watching this video, and please like and subscribe to the channel. If you see this, please leave a comment down below if you think I'm too hard on myself, or if you think I need new gear or whatever you want to say, and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again next week. See ya.